everyone, thank you for tuning in and watching. My name is Wendy and this is Holistic and Well, a place to cultivate better health through herbal education, intentional wellness, and self-healing. So let's talk a little bit about what does this channel mean? Why are we here? What are we doing? So currently I have a brick and mortar store. It's an herbal and wellness store. And I am in the process of transitioning to going mobile and online. I have a desire to travel, and not just to travel every now and then, but to travel and see things and experience people and share information that I've obtained and obtain new information that I can bring to you. So let's talk a little bit about the who and the why and the how of what's going on. Again, I'm Wendy, and some of the hats that I wear include mom, entrepreneur, businesswoman, social worker, mental health advocate, herbalist, herbal health educator, and the latest hat that I really am enjoying is Gigi. I have a 7-month-old beautiful brown boy, and I love to just kiss on him and love on him. And part of the reason that I do this is for him. So there's the who of me. I've been a social worker for about 6 years, a mental health practice that supports the evolution of people through their mental health journey at their pace, regardless of their label, regardless if they are on or off meds, regardless of what's happening, they are treated as a whole person. As with all entrepreneurs, we generally continue to strive for what is that next part of our business look like? What does that next step look like? So the next step for me was to take my mental health practice and open a brick and mortar, which has been open for a little over a year now. And it provides mental health education, it provides holistic health education and herbal education, as well as herbal products. All of that will continue through mobile and pop-up as well as online. So I'm super excited about this transition and kind of where I'm going with not only my business, but my passion. So that's a little bit about the who, a little bit about the why. So I haven't had health insurance for probably a decade now. I've been self-employed since probably about 2010. Well, actually before that, because I did real estate a gazillion years ago. And so for a really long time, I haven't had health insurance. And I've never been somebody that's really liked the concept of taking medicine or pills. And so that worked out great that I didn't have health insurance. But what happens when you get sick and you've made poor life choices that precipitate and bring on chronic illness? Because all the things we tend to do in our 20s that we think is okay, because those things really don't manifest health-wise until you're probably midlife. After 40 is when the shit hits the fan, and now your body's like, okay, I've had just about enough of you. And that's where chronic illness begins. And that's where that happened for me probably about 10 years ago. So probably for the last 5 to 7 years, I really have been struggling. Probably in 2012 is when things really began to come to a head in terms of me not feeling good and it manifesting in different ways, and me trying to figure out, how do I feel better? And so fast forward through a lot of self-education, fast forward through a lot of trial and error with herbs, fast forward through a lot of being uncomfortable and chronic illness continuing to manifest. I connected with a naturopath a couple years ago. We did some blood work and I finally got some diagnoses. They're not the best, but they're not the worst either. And you know what? They are manageable. Part of the management is through my own life choices. Part of the management is through what I put into my body to make my body feel better. So part of this channel's purpose is to also let people know who have chronic illness or who are on that journey to know that it's not the end of the world. It does pose additional issues in your world. It does pose additional things that you have to do, but it also makes you slow down and it makes you take care of yourself. And I've had to learn to do that, and I still do that on a daily basis, and some days it's easy and some days it's not. So that's part of the why, is I want to be able to, first of all, support people that are in their own chronic health and mental health places and spaces. I want to be able to provide education on herbals and holistic living, and I want to be able to support that evolution and that process, because there's a lot of times when you're in your journey that you feel alone. I have felt alone before. I have a great circle that supports me, but sometimes you still really feel alone, and you have to really educate people on what that looks like. And so I've been there, and I want to be able to share my experience with you and support your journey as well. So we got the who, we got the why. Now, how are we going to do that? So in this age of digital media, everything is online. We're going to do this by cultivating a community. We're going to do this by talking about herbals. We're going to do this by talking about herbals and chronic illnesses. We're going to talk about being able to incorporate those in, and what are the best ones, and reviews of different products, and what I've done that's worked. And I hope this is what my vision is. We'll see if it comes to manifest, is that we create a whole community that can support each other during their journey. Because what's worked for me might not work for you, and vice versa. And what my journey is as a white woman might not be the journey of someone who is brown or black. And those are things that are important to talk about because they're real. And so that's part of the how, is being able to bring in that inclusivity, and also bring in the social justice piece of it. Because as a social worker, I am all about social justice. So the who, the why, and the how. That's what it's going to be. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I plan on posting on Wednesdays because it is Wellness Wednesday. You can follow me on social media at Holistic and Well. I'm on Instagram as well as Facebook. Those other platforms, I'll be doing a little something, but the meat and potatoes is going to be right here with you guys. So if you like what this could possibly be, and you're interested, and you're like, I want to see where this goes, I would super appreciate if you hit the thumbs up and you hit that subscribe button, because the more that we can build our community, the more information we have to share. I really appreciate your time, and I will be here next week to give you information on how to be holistic and well. In the meantime, you take care.